Lot. Welcome to our new Dux-Soup 15-minute mastery sessions where we do a whistle-stop tour through something awesome and help build up your lead generation techniques and with as many tips as we can cram in. So today we are looking at auto-liking LinkedIn posts, and I'm going to hand straight over to Giles without an introduction, apparently, Giles, to myself. I'm Jo Henderson, by the way. I think most of you probably know me already, but yes, in this new style that we're trying to cram as much in as possible, I forget the important bit there. But Giles, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Awesome, thank you ever so much, Jo. And do I still have time to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody, or do we have to cram everything right down? Yeah, okay, good. All right, well, hi to everyone who's joined us today for these 15-minute sessions. We're going to cover just a new feature which we've added to Dux-Soup in the very recent past. And I will mention a couple of other things that have happened as well, which you may have noticed if you're keeping a very close eye on the product as well. We're going to cover what is Dux-Soup very briefly for anyone who's on the call today who's new to Dux-Soup. Why did we introduce this function? Just showing you very quickly how to do it and mentioning a couple of other things as well. Get your questions in. I see Richard's already raised one already, so get your questions in so we can cover those at the end as well. But yeah, once again, thank you to everybody for joining us today for this session. So for anybody who's new to Dux-Soup, and you've heard me say this many times before, if you've been on these sessions before, what is Dux-Soup? It's a Chrome extension that helps you automate actions on LinkedIn. We've got 3 different paid editions: a pro version, a turbo version, a cloud version, depending on how much you want to automate. You can run Dux-Soup in the regular LinkedIn platform, in Sales Navigator or in Recruiter, and you basically find your list of prospects, you decide what actions you want to take, and then you get Dux-Soup to do all of the dirty work for you. That's it, basically. Loads of other things as well in the background there. We could also talk about, APIs, integrations, all sorts of fancy things like that. We have, I think, in our sector, one of the best, most comprehensive set of two-way integrations available. So I will be touching on that very, very briefly later because we have a new addition to the stable there as well. But yeah, Dux-Soup mimics human behavior on the LinkedIn platform. We encourage people to behave and respect the LinkedIn platform and do things in the correct way. We don't want your LinkedIn accounts to get into trouble at all. So don't run before you can walk, and we've got all sorts of guides and background information around to enable you to follow all of that. So why would we want to, bear with me one second, I've got that in the wrong place, there we go. Why would we want to like a post? Well, in all of the lead generation activities that we perform on LinkedIn, of course, remember, every action we perform generates a notification to somebody somewhere. Having this liking post is something that was requested many, many times by our community. And we've talked about it on and off over the years, and for a long time we sort of shied away from it, but it's been such a customer demand, we have decided to now implement it. What we're doing is we're just basically, by carrying out this step as either, just a part of your pro action where you just like a post and generates an interaction, or maybe you're putting it into a campaign in Turbo or Cloud, we are just increasing the chances of your prospects encountering your profile. And you sort of it's like liking a post is visiting and following profiles. You're just hoping that your name gets spotted amongst your prospects' notifications. And of course, every time your name appears, the chance that somebody might click on it. And of course, if you've been following all of our webinars over the years, you'll know that once you've got your LinkedIn profile up to date and all of the other pieces come together, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in many ways. We've also got some evidence from some of our users where they've seen, for example, a 12% jump in invitation acceptances when they started using this like a post before sending a connection request. So there is some real cold hard data out there from some of our users to say, yeah, you know what, this works and it's worth doing. So let's move on. I am going to press the wrong button. I'm going to share my screen. Bear with me one second. I'm going to make sure I share the right part of my screen now. There we go. Hopefully, Jo, can you confirm that you can see my LinkedIn page? Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. We got that bit right. It's been a while since I've used on 24, so I've just got to remember all the right bits to press. So we're in LinkedIn here, and we have a search result, which just a random search result that I was looking at earlier. Now, remember, we have 3 different versions of Dux-Soup. So how can we make use of this functionality, whether we're using Pro, Turbo, or Cloud? Well, with the Pro version, of course, we will be going to our Dux-Soup options. We'll click on our options, and you will see here in our drop-down list now, we have like the most recent post of any profile using standard LinkedIn. If I turn this one on now, and I was to go back to my search result here, and if I was to press visit profiles, Dux-Soup will start opening profiles, and it will find the most recent post of somebody and like it. It's as simple as that. If there's no post to like, it will skip past it and go on to the next one. If it's liked a post already, it will find the next one and it will like the next one. So it is a fairly basic function insofar as there's no other intelligence built in. We can't filter the posts. We can't look for certain keywords. We just literally are going in and looking at the most recent post that somebody has put onto their profile, and it will like that post. It will just do the like. It won't do the love or the other things, or whatever it might be, all those other options you have with posts. It's just going to like the most recent post that you've not liked. So that's with the Pro version. We go to the options, we enable this one. So you might want to, if you're reaching out for connection requests, you may be sending a connection request, and you might be also liking a post at the same time, for example. All sorts of reasons why you might do that. You can like it if you're running it against 2nd and 3rd degree connections, or indeed 1st degree connections. It's only going to work in standard LinkedIn. It will have to be done in standard LinkedIn. If you're in Sales Navigator, you can't get it to like a post if it's visiting a profile in Sales Navigator, because you can't see the posts in the Sales Navigator environment. So just bear that in mind if you're running it in Dux-Soup Pro. Conscious of the time, I know we're on a deadline here, Joe. If we now go back to our search results here, what if we're using Turbo or Cloud? How can we put this action into our campaigns? Really, really simple. We click on our extension icon, and we now go to our hopefully fairly familiar Dux-Dash environment. Over on the left-hand side, we go to our drip campaigns, and we're going to just build a new campaign here. We'll call it likes. There we go. Oh, we're going to scroll down, and we are going to run it in regular LinkedIn. And we can, for example, add like a post into our campaign, and we can put it at any stage of our campaign, of course. So you might, for example, start your campaign with like a post, wait a couple of days, then send your connection request, and etc., etc. Just run a campaign as per normal. You could also, of course, like a post after somebody's connected. Various different options there. It's as simple as that. And if I just get rid of that one, and I can now save this campaign, there we go. We've got our likes campaign here. I'm going to like a post, and then I'm going to send a connection request. Again, if I just go back to a search result, then I can do this now from anywhere. I can now, of course, go enroll profiles, go and find my campaign. Where is it? Wherever it was like a post. That's in the way. That's causing the problem. Down the bottom there, I have got a like a post campaign there. It's being hidden by the other pop-up. I could then just enroll people into my chosen campaign accordingly. Let's just try that. Let's see if we can try that again now. Maybe that will work. Enroll profiles. There you are. There's my likes campaign. If I stick 30 in there you are. Dux-Soup will now enroll the first 30 people in this list into my campaign and start the first step, of course, liking their most recent post. Now, that's essentially what we wanted to cover today, adding this like a post action to your campaigns, and also if you're using it as a pro user. So that's the main thing we want to talk about. There are, I believe, 2 other items that I wanted to mention on the webinar today, which maybe you may have spotted already, you may not have. There's a new way to enroll people. If you're using Turbo and Cloud, you can now enroll people from a URL. If we go to the funnel flow, you'll see here we have enroll from search. So we can now grab a URL, and that could be a regular LinkedIn URL, a Sales Navigator, etc., etc. We can just put our URL in here, and we can now enroll straight from a search results query. So that's a new addition that you may find useful, especially if you're using cloud. This is where it makes a big difference. You can just do this, and then the enrollments then happen in the cloud environment. So that's one thing that's been added. And for those very beady-eyed people out there, and this is a very early release, so just be aware of that if you do want to go and use it in anger. If you click on your app connections, if you're using Turbo or Cloud, and click on New Connection, you will find that there's a new product here. Well, a new one for us anyway. We have Go High Level available here as part of our integrations. Again, massively requested from many of our users. So yeah, that is that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and hopefully we can then move on to the next slide, and then I can start handling questions.
Yay. So what I'm going to do, guys, I've got a question for you, which I'd like you to all answer on screen. Then I'll let you know about the next webinar. And then for those of you who need to dash, you can dash. And for those who want to stay for questions, then you can stay on for questions. So I'm now going to push this next slide out, and hopefully you can see that I have asked you all, which topic would you like us to cover in the next 15-minute mastery session? So that's going to be on Tuesday, the 24th of March. So we're going to do this every time, so you get to choose which topic we're going to cover. So the options are integrating Dux-Soup with MS Teams or Slack, and we'll actually have a look at both. Or you can choose an introduction to Dux-Soup Cloud. So if you select one or the other, and then by the end of the session, we will know which one we're going to tackle on the 24th of March. I think that's quite cool, don't you, Giles? It's nice that they get to choose.
Yeah, really handy. I don't think we've done a Microsoft Teams one yet. I don't think, as far as I can remember, unless it was covered towards the end of last year by Scott.
A very small bit of it in the pre-Christmas one when we looked at Teams in general. But we'd only just launched then, so we've not had a big session on it.
Yeah, and doing it in conjunction with Slack, I think, is good, because they're essentially the same solution, and look very, very similar, and can do those in parallel if we need to.
Yeah, so if you can be clicking away on your chosen topic, then we will hopefully, if I've done this right, by the way, as this is all a little bit new, hopefully we'll be able to see what everyone's chosen. I give everyone a few more seconds. And if I've done it wrong, Giles, then I will let you choose. You can choose your favourite. Cool. And then you can let us all know what it's going to be.
Awesome.
Because on your screens is also the registration button for the next session, which I will come to tell you about in a minute. So should we give it a whirl? Fingers crossed, everyone. Hope this has worked. Cool. That has worked. Yay, hurrah.
That's fabulous. Okay, cool.
Yeah, isn't that great? So the next topic then,
really
on the 24th of March, is going to be an introduction to Dux-Soup Cloud. So that's really great. Thanks for that, guys.
But I want to just say as well, I would like to at some point do the Teams and Slack one, because there's obviously people who want to see that. So we will be doing that at some point as well. We will not be ignoring you. Don't worry.
No, we won't. We'll put that up there for another time, definitely. So thanks for that, guys. So I just want to give you a little bit of insight into the upcoming webinar, which is on the 24th of February, so 2 weeks, same place, same time. We're going to be doing Get Started with Your Free Dux-Soup Trial. So this is going to be the longer session where we talk through various different points in terms of, the benefits of it, how to use it, how to get started, how to install, all that kind of stuff. And we'll get you up and rolling with a campaign. So I'm guessing most of you guys are on here because you're wizards already. But if you know of anybody else, or you are still kind of sat on the fence, or you're kind of a returning user and you're not really sure, then join the session. We'll walk you through the whole thing. You'll get your link for your free trial, and then you'll also get the recording afterwards, which means you'll be able to play it back, follow along with the steps at your own speed in your own time, and join your free trial. So the somewhere on your screen, I think on your right-hand side, is a sign up for the next webinar link. So if you just click on there and put your details in, then you'll be signed up. It's easy as that. Right, now we will crack on with questions. So for those of you who don't have questions or you've got to dash off elsewhere, then feel free to depart, no judgment. And for those of you who've asked questions, we're going to answer them now, quite simply. So I'm going to start with Richard, who, although I have since answered, I think it's a good question. And he was on 10 minutes early and asked already. So his question was, how do you prevent auto-liking posts that are not suitable for work? And that also plays in quite nicely with Poppy's question, which was kind of fairly similar. Is there any way of scanning the posts before they're liked, just in case it's not relevant?
Unfortunately not. No, this, as I mentioned during the demo, is a fairly basic function insofar as it's going to just like the most recent post. Personally, this is one of those things you just got to handle with care and hope that that people haven't been. Some people post political stuff or maybe not safe for work stuff. It's a case of really this is just a tool to get your name in front of people. There's always that risk that somebody may have posted something inappropriate, and it's unfortunate that we're not yet at the stage where we can add a filter into there. Maybe that will come in the future, but it's a fairly straightforward action there. It's just going to like the most recent post, and we don't have a way of filtering it. So if they've not posted, I saw another question around this. If they've not posted anything, it will just skip past that profile and move on to the next one. That was someone else's question, which I saw somewhere down the list, but I can't find it right now.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Thank you very much. Poppy also asked, does this feature work on Sales Navigator searches or just regular LinkedIn?
So it depends what you're running, and I've seen several people. I see John's asking the same thing as well. This is one of those things that you've got to understand the mechanisms of Dux-Soup. If you're using Pro, if you're a Dux-Soup Pro user, you have to run this in regular LinkedIn. That's it. There's no other way around it. If you're using Turbo or Cloud and you're running a campaign, then the campaign can run. You can run the campaign wherever you like, in regular, in Sales Navigator, in Recruiter. When Dux-Soup likes a post, it will open the profile in regular LinkedIn and like the post there, and that's it. The Dux-Soup can only like a post in regular LinkedIn, so it will kind of overwrite it accordingly.
Okay, that makes sense. We've also had a couple of questions kind of related. Is there a way to, this is from Paul, is there a way to limit posts to just your selected people, i.e. your colleagues? And there's another one down here about creating a list so the two are linked. Who asked me that? I can't remember. Can you like posts from lists? That was Asai.
Yeah, so absolutely. I think by that you mean lists of prospects, I hope. So I mean, you can run it from like any normal Dux-Soup list that you find, and it could even be your own CSV file of LinkedIn URLs. So absolutely, you can run it from any normal Dux-Soup or recognized list in LinkedIn. You can run it from lead list. You can enroll from lead lists. I see a question there that said lead lists. So if you're a lead list and you're running Dux-Soup Turbo or Cloud, you can enroll those people into a campaign where it includes that step, and it will like those posts in regular LinkedIn. Can you limit your posts to just selected people? You just basically filter your list pool according to your requirements. So if you only want to like the posts of your colleagues, filter your list according to employee and degree of connection, and then just run Dux-Soup against that list there. Just use all the normal LinkedIn filters to create that list to determine the people that you actually do choose to engage with.
Thank you. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. Hemanth has asked, if somebody doesn't keep any posts in their LinkedIn account, what will the bot do? Will it just skip them?
Yeah, just it'll open the profile, it'll look for a post. Oh, there's nothing there. Close it, move on to the next. Simple as that. Yeah. And if that is a step in your campaign as well, it will recognize it as having completed that action and move on to the next step of the campaign.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Chris has asked you, he's just said, you went over some items I haven't seen before. Is there a part of your website that has video tutorials? I don't know if we've got tutorials yet on the bits that you went over before. Depends which bit he means.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure which bits Chris means. But he's very feel free to reach out to our support team. We can always provide additional information accordingly. Yeah,
that's fine. I will follow up accordingly with him.
And those new features that I mentioned, the enrolling from a LinkedIn search URL, for example, that's all being updated on our knowledge base as well. So the appropriate supporting documentation is available via the normal support pages.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, was it Chris? I think it was Chris. If you don't come back to me during this session, I'll reach out to you as well, and just see if there's anything that I can ping your way. Asai came back and said lead lists is what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's why I covered on there. Yeah.
Paula said thanks. Simon
Welcome.
Is a potentially new user who's very excited to come to the Get Started session.
I owe Simon an email, and I apologise for having not got back to him from last week. So, hi Simon, thank you for being very patient, and a slap wrist for me. I'll get back to you absolutely.
Amazing. Helen's just said, just want to say Dux-Soup has transformed our prospecting efforts. Thank you. You're so welcome. I might follow up with you as well, Helen. I'd love to know more about your case, how you use it, and how long you've been using it for. Chris, I've tackled. There was someone who I've answered, but I wanted to read the question out. Hang on, where is it? It was David. Early on, he said, your Dux-Soup extension icon gives you a number. Mine used to do that, yes, but it now says 0 all the time, even though I can see I'm visiting profiles. It was more of a statement, but I suspect, is there some guidance on why it might be doing that, or some thoughts on...
What I'll do is I'll very, very quickly share my screen. And Simon, it has nothing to do with the fact you're a Man United fan. Sorry, I'll just share my screen again a second. Let me find the right screen and share. Right. So yes, was it David? I think said, yeah, I've got 495 here, which is showing how many profiles I've recorded. What you can do, if you go to your Dux-Soup options, what you'll find is you can, under the browser section here, you can choose to record profile data and also to decide what you want to display. So I've got here my captured profile count. It may be that something's reverted to a default setting on yours, David, which is why it's not showing what it is. But this is basically where you can change what is shown here at the top of the extension there.
Cool. I keep saying cool, don't I? I need to find another word. Thanks.
Excellent.
Excellent. Wonderful. Asai has said, if someone can help me learn more about growth hacking with Dux-Soup, that might be super helpful. I'm sure we can do.
If we can send him a link. Send him a link for a demo call, and we'll have a call with them. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do. What else have we got?
You will see me, Simon. Definitely. I will email you today. I promise.
David says thank you. I think we've covered everyone. Amazing.
Excellent. There we are. I think we pretty much hit the number on the head there.
Yeah, we did.
These new sort of like webinarlets, or what do you want to call them? I think it's a good idea. Nice, short and sweet, not covering too much, but giving plenty of time for people to ask questions. That's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, without further ado then, let's all go and get a cup of tea. Nice to see everyone. Thank you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you next time.
Bye.